Welcome to WHHI-TV Daily News. I'm Betsy McDaniel. As always, there's a lot to cover today, so we'll get started with our headlines. A second friend of Alec Murdaugh is going to jail. Corey Fleming has been sentenced to nearly 4 years in jail, or 46 months, in federal prison. The 54-year-old Fleming actually got a sentence on the lower end of the sentencing guideline from Judge Richard Gurgel in Charleston after pleading guilty to helping Murdaugh steal $4 million in insurance settlement money from the family of Murdaugh's housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield. He says he and his law firm have paid back the $675,000 they made from the settlement. And while Murdaugh's banker friend, Russell Lafitte, is appealing his conviction and sentence, Fleming will begin serving his immediately. There are a number of ways to help the folks in Maui recover from their devastating fires last week, and although it is coming from a long way away, the Port Royal Veterinary Hospital is at least extending a hand or a paw to the veterinarians on Maui by offering them work and a place to stay. The hospital wants to give back after all the local help they received after they were wiped out by damage from Hurricane Elsa and a following tornado back in 2021. If you're a Parrothead, we have some bad news for you. The much ballyhooed, then postponed Jimmy Buffett concert on Daniel Island has now been canceled. Ticketmaster says you don't have to do anything to get a refund. It will show up on your credit card statement in the next 30 days or so. Buffett had originally scheduled the show for May 20th at Daniel Island's tennis stadium, but it was then postponed after Buffett was hospitalized in Boston. Hilton Head Middle School is ready for Monday's opening day after a furious 3-week cleanup from vandalism last month that caused $1.25 million in damages. The release of a number of fire extinguishers caused damage that school officials say was like having a fire without the fire. The chemicals in the extinguishers got into the HVAC system and ductwork, requiring coils to be cleaned 3 times. The school district's insurance company picked up the tab, except for a $50,000 deductible that we, the taxpayers, get to pay. The town of Hilton Head has appointed 9 community leaders to its new Housing Action Committee that will hold its first meeting next Tuesday to come up with plans to tackle the town's workforce housing issues. Among the people on the committee are retirees with experience in the field who have volunteered in other community projects, leaders of Habitat for Humanity and the Deep Well Project, a former CFO of a redevelopment company in Pennsylvania, a mortgage lending expert, and an HR pro and a Gullah educator. And while the state legislature passed a stronger fentanyl sentencing law in the spring, it only went into effect last month. The new law makes it a felony to knowingly possess 2 grains of fentanyl, punishable by up to 5 years and a $5,000 fine for first-time offenders. Traffickers now face anywhere from 7 to 40 years in prison. Law enforcement officials recently seized 44 kilos of fentanyl in Horry County, enough to kill the entire state's population 4 times over. The media sources on your screen will have more on these and other stories, and we would love for you to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at WHHI-TV. And if you have an idea for a news story, we'd love to hear it, so drop us a line at news@WHHITV.com. And now here's Justin Jarrett with what happened last night in the Lowco.
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Lowco on WHHI, powered by LowcoSports.com. Pretty quiet night around the Lowco last night as teams tiptoe into the fall sports season, but the storm is coming, and I'm not talking about these afternoon pop-up showers. High school football season kicked off Saturday night with Beaufort Academy lifting the lid with a big W for the Lowco, and it hits full swing this week with 11 games under the Friday night lights, except at Hilton Head Prep, where they have no lights and kick things off at 5 p.m. against Bethesda Academy. Team Lowco will have tons more preview content coming your way, including a special season preview episode of Lowco Pigskin Live to give you a look at the big picture, as well as the Week 0 edition of the weekly Lowco Pigskin Preview to get you up to speed and ready for kickoff Friday night. We even have a quartet of Lowco on Lowco clashes to kick things off, with Hampton County traveling to Colleton County for the inaugural Border Bowl, Battery Creek hosting Hilton Head High, Patrick Henry playing at Cross School, and Thomas Hayward heading to Hardyville to face John Paul II. Beaufort Academy and Hilton Head Christian Academy are also at home, while the defending state champion Beaufort Eagles head to Class 5A Cane Bay for an early test, and Bluffton, Ridgeland, and Colleton Prep open on the road. We'll be out there on the sidelines Friday night, and then we'll come back and convene at 11 p.m. for Lowco Pigskin Live and share all the scores, stats, and highlights we can round up. It's almost here. For Lowco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Lowco.
Thanks, Justin. Now let's see what's ahead in the weather with Maria.
Thanks, Betsy. Yep, so taking a look ahead, it does look like we have plenty of rain in the forecast for the rest of this week and getting into the weekend, but hopefully it should be clearing up by Friday night just in time for football. So taking a look at Thursday, however, it's going to be scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day, and hopefully should be clearing up by the evening. Hilton is going to have a high of 89, a low of 76. Bluffton's going to have a high of 90, a low of 75, and Beaufort's going to have a high of 89, a low of 75. The sunrise for Thursday is going to be at 6:48, and sunset's going to be at 8:05. Taking a look at the beach tides, high tide's going to be at 10:37 a.m. and low tide's going to be at 5:51 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the week and into the weekend, Friday we'll see scattered thunderstorms in the morning, but it should be clearing up by the afternoon and staying clear into the evening. Highs in the 90s, lows in the 70s. Come Saturday, however, it's going to be widely separated thunderstorms throughout the day and going into the evening. Highs in the 90s, lows in the 70s. And then come Sunday, we're going to see a thunderstorm in the morning, but should be clearing up by the afternoon again. Highs will be in the 80s and 90s, lows in the 70s. That's it for today. Let's head it back to the desk.
Thanks, Maria. And after a quick break, we're going to learn about the Fish and Grits Festival, which is sure to be a great time. Don't go away.